Hello everyone. So again, this video is related to the cell biology topic or the tool and the techniques topic. This particular video is for those candidates who do not know Hindi or who are not able to understand Hindi. Earlier in the previous video, I have uploaded the video in explanation with Hindi as a language. This video is particularly for the English speaking candidates. First of all, we are going to start the topic that is the phase contrast microscope. Phase contrast microscope is an important part of your syllabus in which we will be going to discuss about the basic introduction, then the background on the microscopy, who are the scientists which contribute to the discovery of the microscope, various microscopes, then the important terminologies that are related to the microscope and the microscopic studies, then the definition of the phase contrast microscope, the various types of phase contrast microscope, again history and discovery, then the instrumentation or structural part of the phase contrast microscope, which parts constitute the entire phase contrast microscope, the basic principle on which the entire processing of the phase contrast microscope depends, the working principle, again the applications part, because applications of each microscope is very important, distinguishing feature between one microscope and the another, the advantages it have and the limitations and the disadvantages again, which led to the development of again a new microscope, that is the electron microscope. So first of all, starting with the introductory part, that is we have to define what is a microscope actually. So a microscope is an instrument that is used to see the objects that are too small for the naked eyes, that is things that we can't be able to see with the naked eyes, that are visualized under the microscope. For example, for the things for which we have to use the light microscope, for example eukaryotic cell, okay, then the nucleus, mostly bacteria and mitochondria, okay, they have the size of up to 0.2 millimeter, okay, they have that particular size, and for further 2 nanometer or more distance objects, we have to use the electron microscope, for example viruses, ribosomes, proteins, lipids and small molecules. So based on that concept, microscopy technique is basically used to visualize the small, the micro objects which cannot be visualized by our own eyes, by our own naked eyes. Then the definition of the microscopy in its own sense, that is the what is the meaning of microscopy. It is a science of investigating small objects using microscope, that is the process of investigating the small objects under a microscope is known as microscopy. Then the background, that is a microscope has originated in different phases. First of all, the light microscope came into picture, then later on the electron microscope, and again light microscope has various types, that is the bright field microscope, phase contrast microscope, dark field microscope, and in case of electron microscope you have the scanning electron microscope and the transmission electron microscope eventually. So starting with the types of microscope, first we have to focus upon the important terminologies that are related to the microscope. In case of terminologies, first we have the topic that is resolution. What is the resolution power of the microscope basically? So resolution is basically an ability to distinguish between two nearby lying objects, and the ability to distinguish them is the resolution property that we will be going to discuss in later details. And the next is the magnification part of the microscope, that is a degree of enlargement that each microscope has is known as the magnification property of the microscope. Then later, uh, we will be going to discuss about the history part, that is Fritz Czirnet in 1930s developed the phase contrast microscope, and for that he had won the Nobel Prize in Physics in the year 1953. Now, the definition of the phase contrast microscope, or the overall introduction of the phase contrast microscope, that is, it made possible to study the living cells and how they proliferate throughout the cell division. That is under phase contrast microscope. We do not need the dead cells. There is no use of dead cells. We are able to visualize the living cells. We are able to study them, their cell division process, mitosis, meiosis, their movements, flagellar movement, their locomotion. We will be able to study them more easily. And it uses a conventional light microscope. Again, phase contrast microscope is a type of light microscope, okay, fitted with a phase contrast objective and a phase contrast condenser lens. Basically, two type of lenses are present, with a most important part that we will be going to discuss in later part, that is the phase shift ring. Phase shift ring plays a very important role, as the name suggests, the phase contrast microscope. So we will be going to discuss in the working principle of the phase contrast microscope. Then the main point here is that the light passing through one material and into another material of slightly different refractive index or the thickness will undergo a change in the phase. Basically, the specimen that we will be going to study under the phase contrast microscope, it has a different type of refractive index. That is, in certain cases between the center part it has low refractive index, or it has high refractive index, and toward the boundaries it has high refractive index. So based on that, based on the thickness of the specimen, we will be able to see the images, that is whether it is clear image, contrasted image, or a dull image. This change is translated into the variations in the brightness of the structure, and as a result we will be able to see the image in the form of the brightness, in the form of brightness of the specimen. Then there are types of the phase contrast microscope. That is, the first is the positive phase contrast microscope, and the next is the negative phase contrast microscope. In case of positive phase contrast microscope, we have a specimen that is dark and the background is bright, and in case of negative, the opposite will be here, specimen will be bright and the background will be dark, so that no background light will be observed here, as we will be discussing in the working principle. Here comes the working principle of the phase contrast microscope. I will be explaining you with firstly with diagrams, and later on we will be going to read the theoretical part. So phase contrast microscope origination has a lot of background history. First of all, we will be discussing with the bright field microscope, that is again a type of a light microscope. First of all, bright field microscope came into picture. Here it is a slide. Here a specimen will be put here. Whenever we provide a light source, okay, then as we know, light wave travels into the forms of the waves. Light have different forms of wave mechanisms, it is here. So then here it is your sample, and here we will be observing two different type of the light. First is the background light. Background light is the light that is from here, originating from here, and the second one is the scattered light. Scattered light is the light that is of the specimen, okay, that will be the part here in the bright field microscope. The main part of the bright field microscope is that we are not able to view the clear image. We will be not able to view the clear image, the contrasted image, so it has some sort of limitations. Next come into the picture the dark field microscope. In dark field microscope, what we do actually is we will cover the background part with the dark. We will make it dark so that no background light will be observed, only the specimen, okay, specimen wave or the scattered light of the sample will be observed here. So as a result, a clear image will be obtained, but again here not as much clear as compared to the bright field microscope, so it has again some sort of disadvantage. So here comes in the picture the phase contrast microscope. Phase contrast microscope has some sort of the structure, as we have discussed earlier, that is the phase shift ring. Phase shift ring actually do some sort of shift in the wavelength, shift in the wavelength by 90 degree, so that we will not be able to visualize the background light. Okay, so what will be main cause here, that is this is the specimen. There will be two type of waves that are generating here. First is the background wave, okay, or it is also known as the S wave, okay, because it has the name of surrounding wave. And the second type of wave that will be generating here is that of the specimen, that is the scattered wave or the diffracted wave. Two different type of waves will be generated, background wave and the scattered wave or the sample wave basically. So light, again we know, travel in the form of waves, so this will be your background wave and this will be your scattered wave, or it is also known as D wave because of the name of diffracted wave. Okay, what we will be observing is these waves, but after that in phase contrast microscope a phase shift ring is present. This phase shift ring shift the background light by a 90-degree angle, so that we will be not seeing so much difference here, and a new type of wave is generating here, that is known as the P wave. P wave is a mixture of, basically we can say, D wave, that is the diffractive wave of the sample or the specimen, plus the S wave of the background or the surrounding wave of the background part. So P wave will be generated after the light rays pass from the phase shift ring basically. So here this is the background light, this is the specimen light, and as a result a form of wave will be presenting here, and this will be the P wave, that is a mixture of D and S wave will be formed. This type of interference of waves is known as the constructive interference. So here we will be seeing a clear and the contrasted image. Another type of interference that is present, that is known as the destructive interference. Basically in case of destructive interference, what will be we seeing is, that is one wave is normal and the second one is quite different, so that the clear and contrasted interference is not present here. As a result, clear image is not formed and we will be not seeing any kind of image. So basically here the main point is related to the amplitude. Amplitude basically means that part, that is your amplitude part. Okay, so amplitude, as we can establish a relation, so amplitude increases, as a result intensity also increases. So we can say amplitude is directly proportional to the intensity of the light. Okay, we can make a conclusion as a result of this. So here we have discussed the working principle, the basic type of interferences. Okay, again phase shift ring, the role of phase shift ring, that it has shift the background light by 90-degree. And one more concept related to the phase contrast microscope, or we can say the working principle, is that is related to the refractive index or the thickness of the specimen. Certainly, suppose this is your specimen. At some point, it has a density that has high density, or we can say it has thickness present here. Okay, and at the boundaries, it has low density, and plus it has low thickness, less thickness. So as a result, whenever the light strikes through the specimen, it will form different type of waves. Okay, in case of high or the specimen with the thickness or high density, okay, condensed medium, here light will get absorbed and as a result it will travel slowly, not fastly. But in case of specimen, the part of the specimen which have low density or which we can say have low thickness, okay, light medium is there, so here light is not absorbed and it will travel fastly. So according to that, scattered light vary according to the composition and the density of the sample, and we will be seeing a clear and the contrasted image based on the density and the composition of the sample. So yeah, this is all about the working principle. Again, the role of background light, the role of phase shift ring, the relation between the intensity and the amplitude. This is all given in this working principle method as I have explained earlier, so there is no need to again read and revise that. This is the diagram representing the constructive and the destructive interference repeatedly. As in case of destructive interference, no image will be produced, and in case of constructive interference we will be seeing a clear and contrasted image. This is the summarized diagram related to the working principle of the phase contrast microscope. That is, we will be providing a light that reaches the sample, then two waves are generated, that is background wave, S and D wave, scattered wave. Then the use of phase shift ring came into picture. P wave is generated. P wave and then the P wave forms two type of interference, that is the constructive one and the destructive one, and as a result, due to the constructive one, a clear image on the image plane will be visualized here. Then the next part is the role of phase shift ring, basically ki how phase shift ring changes the images, how it make visibly the image. Then it will be first point here is it reduces the amount of background light reaching the image plane, as we have discussed earlier. And the next part is again that it creates constructive or destructive interference between the scattered and the background light 90-degree angle, so that as a result we will be obtaining a more clear and contrasted image. Then the diagrammatic representation of the structure of the microscope, basically if you will be asked write a note on the structure of the phase contrast microscope, you will be drawing this particular diagram, this label diagram, this chart diagram. So it has a light source, annular ring, condenser lens, then objective lens which has a phase shift plate which plays an important role, then eyepiece, body tube, coarse adjustment, fine adjustment, stages, stage clips, nose piece, arm, inclination joint, base which hold tight the microscope. These are all the structures which you have seen in a basic light microscope. The major difference lies here is the face plate, the presence of the face plate. So yeah, this is all about part 1 of the phase contrast microscope. As phase contrast microscope is a bigger topic, so we will be doing it in parts. Hope you will like the video. Please do share to your fellow mates for better understanding, who are not able to understand the Hindi language. So yeah, that's all for today. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for the part 2. Thanks for watching.